So in this course, HR interview is made easy. Let's talk about one fundamental thing. So what is the real purpose of an HR interview? Right? Why do we have HR interviews, right? Like, what is the purpose of them existing? Why does HR ask questions like, tell me about yourself, or what are your hobbies? Are they really interested to know your life? Are you a celebrity or something of that sort, which is basically pushing them to know about you? Not really, right? So are they really trying to write a biography of you? Not really. So what's the purpose of this entire HR interview? They are trying to understand you better and see how you fit into this role in the company. That's the ideal, expectation of an HR interview. So HR interviews basically check the potential of a candidate as a company's employee. Things like, will you fit into the company's culture? An important thing, all the while you might have been an excellent person with respect to technical skills or anything, that's an individual thing. They want to ensure that they are getting someone who can actually work in a team and give a good output. So basically, are you a good team player? Then another thing is they're investing in you, hoping that you will turn out to be a good employee, not just in the short term, but for really long term. So they are looking for someone who has the potential to learn things fast and grow along with them. And ideally, a HR would expect you, an employee, to stick to the company for a really long period. So they would look for a leader who can actually stay in the company and help them in the future. So they would look, if you have the leadership skills, that would help them in the later stage of your career. So these are the things they would broadly try to understand. So to just put it in simple words, HR interviews basically boil down to two fundamental things: communication skills and your personality. A person who has a good communication skills and a pleasing personality would generally glide through the HR interviews. Right, so let's talk about the communication skills part first. So most of the companies nowadays have one way or the other way to look at your writing skills through essays and etc. Keeping that aside, what are the things that they can test in an HR interview? First and foremost, your speaking skills. So they would look for your fluency in English, as it's an important language as part of the jobs. So when I say fluency is more important than your vocabulary or the complexity in the sentences that you use. The companies are fine as long as you can actually frame the sentences in a grammatically correct manner and you're fluent with what you're talking. Most importantly, how good you can express your thoughts. You don't need to be an author, you don't need to be a writer. It's rather about how good you are in expressing your thoughts in a simple and easier manner. That's what they're more interested in. Then you also have to prove that you're a good listener. So in the interview, it's a two-way communication. So they have enough situations or instances to see how good a listener you are. So make sure that you satisfy their criteria in that by listening to them properly and answering the questions in the right manner. If by chance you could not get what they were talking at some point, there is no problem in asking them to repeat a particular thing. Don't worry about that. But if that's happening more frequently, then that's definitely a worrying sign for them, as in a negative sign that they see in you, and it's a worrying thing for you. So be careful with that. Then non-verbal communication is really important. When I say that, how you express yourself through your facial expressions, how you put your body language on the posture in the interview, how you move your hands, everything would add up to the whole communication skills that you have. So make sure that you are someone who is giving, some seriousness, at the same time a confident look, your body posture, and the way you use your hands to communicate what you're trying to say. Actually, in the non-verbal communication, the most powerful thing I would personally say is a good smile. Trust me on that, a good smile can leave a good impression in the minds of the panel. When it comes to HR interviews, the HR interviews are not like they would have score for all the things and then they grade you on each and everything and then they sum up all the scores and then say, okay, this guy, a girl, crossed the cutoff, so that's why we're going to hire him or her. No, that's not how it's going to happen. It's more like the vibes, the more like the feeling that you are leaving the room, right, with. So basically how the panel is feeling once you left the room, that's what is going to decide whether you will make it or not. So how well the interview goes decides what feeling are you leaving the panel with, right? Are you making them feel positive, happy and comfortable, or are you making them feel doubtful or a bit in the negative emotional mode, like are they angry about you on something, or things like that. So a good smile with some humbleness would always leave a good impression on you in the minds of panel, which is going to be something that's going to result in a favorable result for you. Then coming to the personality part, you got to be confident and show the positive attitude to the panel, right? It's not that easy to be confident. I understand you would be scared. You are scared about cracking the interview. That's an important thing for you. But then try to, be conscious about it and be more, confident about the way you walk, you talk, you sit, and, you look and everything. Try to be a little bit more optimistic and have a feeling that you will crack it. So that's why maintain that confidence and positive attitude. And the best way to show that is by smiling. Trust me on that. There's nothing else that can mask your fear other than a good smile. So always maintain a good smile. Don't laugh or something, but rather maintain a good positive smile. That's going to show your confidence and the attitude as well. Even if they are not happy with you, even if you couldn't answer something, that's still fine. Still maintain a good smile. Yes, you are sorry for what you couldn't answer, but still that does not deter you from being, positive and confident. So just show that you can come back, right, by answering something better in the next set of questions. Then be careful. It's always good to be diplomatic rather than being straightforward. It might work in some cases if you're straightforward, but I strongly believe that being diplomatic, is going to really help you to tackle questions of all sorts to the maximum level. You never know how the other person will receive if you're straightforward, but if you're diplomatic, there's a good chance that you don't hurt anyone, right? Which sort of, at least leaves you in a decent position rather than on the negative side. You got to show the panel that you have potential to learn from your mistakes and grow well. This is another important aspect of your personality. So that will come when you give examples, whenever you get a chance to give examples and show that, this is what has happened and this is what you've done and this is what you've learned and this is what you think about the whole experience. The way you look at the experiences, the way you learn from it, the way you grow from it, try to show that at possible situations so that they feel that, okay, this person actually has the potential to grow. Right? He's someone who invests in himself and sort of learn from his past and grows from that. That's something that you can definitely put across the panel. Finally, a humble person who can get along with, team from various backgrounds without any bias. If you can show that you're someone who can be that, they will be always happy to hire you, just looking from the HR perspective, right? They would want someone who can actually get along with all kinds of people and at the same time do not look to be rude as someone who can hurt others. Stick to the team format and help others and grow as well. So that's something that they're really looking forward to. So as I said, a good smile with some positive intent and the way you look at and talk things would definitely take you a long way in cracking your HR interviews. Right, so thank you for watching this video. If you're watching this video in the YouTube channel, make sure that you check out our full-length courses available for free at gtcube.com/store. As well as also follow our partners Facebook page, facebook.com/gtcube3. We are coming up with a lot of content that would help you in your career. So all the notifications and updates are shared over there, so don't miss that.